Hear me out. What if we're a Grixis deck? Maybe we're going to splash white, but I don't think so.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Windmill Slam.
Rewarded.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Look at this card.
This is Pick One, Pack One. Everything you need to start your draft off right. I'm one of your hosts, Paul, here with my co-host, Gavin McKay. How's it going, Gavin?
Oh, it's great. It's another beautiful day in Tarkir. We're here this week for a Tarkir Dragonstorm Draftalong. Paul and I are going to navigate going through a draft on Arena, a premier draft. We're going to discuss the picks, try and make our way to our best deck, whether that's a Mardu aggro or 5-color dragons or somewhere in between. We're going to try and discuss what building on the fly looks like and how we approach all of these choices. And then in the next episode, we'll actually play the matches. But in this set, Paul, I think some of the most fun of this set is actually drafting.
It's a very mid-speed to slow-speed format. It's not the slowest format I've ever played, but it's definitely not the over in 5 turns, everyone's aggro, nobody's blocking kind of format. There's interesting decisions at like every turn of the game, and games go late. There's powerful haymakers, really cool powerful haymakers and stuff like that. Question I have for you, Gavin, is where do you want to be? Ideal draft for us in this format. What do you want to be? Do you want the Mardu deck, or do you want 5-color dragons, or somewhere in between?
In this set, I've had the most success with aggressive decks. Just trying to get low to the ground, not even run that much removal. I'm just kind of trying to beat down the slow decks before they get going, because the top end finishers in those decks are so powerful that they can basically beat any deck. But I've had the most success with those decks, but I really think that we'll find the open lane, whether that's dragons, or if we could get a bomb like Elspeth or something like that, we can definitely pivot or lane change. But certainly we'll find the right lane here and get to the draft. But before we do that, do we have a recurring segment?
We do have a recurring segment. This is a recurring segment that we like to call Cool Deck of the Week. And what is our Cool Deck of the Week, Gavin?
So this one's a really cool one. Fan submitted. When I say fan, I mean we're fans of him.
Yes.
This was our friend of the channel.
This is our friend James, who is a friend of the channel.
Yep. He played in the April 19th Tabletop Gaming Center RCQ and came in first. So he was able to punch his ticket.
Split the finals. It was a 2-slot. It was a 2-slot RCQ.
I consider that a first place finish, honestly.
That's fair. That's fair.
Very, very, very impressive. And so we have his deck here, and we wanted to just highlight a few things that he was able to pull off in his sealed, and then also a couple things that he was able to pull off in the draft, so that we can take those notes away and see what a championship deck kind of looks like from a sealed and a draft perspective. So I have it here. So one thing that's really sticking out to me is, well, there's a Ureni in there, which is obviously a huge bomb. We talked about it on the pod previously, but also 3 Caustic Exhales.
Yeah, the removal in this deck is sweet.
I mean, I see that, this is a very good, it looks like a Sultai base, right? Like Sultai base splashing red, It looks like he's playing his best cards.
Yeah, splashing kind of everything. There's a Stormbrood / burn spell hiding there in the top end. There's a lot going on with this deck. This deck is
he's even splashing the Twin Moss Stormbrood, up in the corner there that you were seeing. Yep. Like the Dragonstorm Globe looks like it was doing a lot of work. I think he was saying that he had 6 rares in total in a 5-color deck. So when he was playing Encroaching Dragonstorm to the board in a 5-color deck, he only had 7 basics in the whole deck. So he needed to make sure he was color fixing appropriately.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. 6 rares in the sideboard.
Yeah,
in a 5-color deck, but it makes sense because the power of what he's doing here and his fixing is just so great. Yeah. I played him round 1, and my deck was terrible, and I didn't play very well. So my day ended up early, but his deck was so sweet. Hats off to
Honestly,
James.
the way that he thinks about Saga Wildlings being just lands on turn 1 and Aenoch Wayfarers also just being just go grab a land so that I can cast my spells, it just brings so much consistency to your game that if you're playing the same deck, but you take out, some of those Aenoch Wayfarers or Saga Wildlings, you have a totally different deck. And maybe the Aenoch Wayfarer that I'm thinking of is from his draft deck, not this one, but it's one of those things where if you have good fixing, if you've got the cards and you're able to play them, I mean, the person that plays their cards is going to win the game over the person that can't. And the Dragonstorm Globe probably fixed him for a lot of his mana as well.
Yeah, there's also 2 different devotees hiding there. There's a
Mm-hmm.
molten exhale in there. Sig Appraiser. This is
Mm-hmm.
this is everything you want to see in sealed pool, and I think he built this perfectly. I don't think there's anything that I would personally want to have pulled out and started main deck. I think this is a solid main deck to approach this format in sealed.
Yeah, I just want to call out his favorite play of the day, which was inevitable defeat into Songcrafter Mage inevitable defeat. That seems just backbreaking,
Yeah,
That's a pretty good combo.
yeah,
Let's switch over
that's
to
wild.
his draft deck because that is also ridiculously good. So this one is a little bit more streamlined in terms of color presentation. Just a black blue Demir shell, but I see a disruptive Stormbrood in there, Rakshasa's Bargain, Kintree Severance. A lot of really good cards that he could take advantage of and just have a lot of interaction.
Yeah, and that seems to be what the key of this format has been, at least for me, is just having good interaction available to you at the moment that you need it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, obviously Unending Whisper on 1, and then again later on in the game, Caustic Exhale, again, fantastic. I'm sure the Bewildering Blizzard served him well and was able to pull him at least even, against an aggressive deck, and the Meringue River Regent can just clean up the mess at the end.
Yeah,
But splashing for the Lotus Light Dancers and the Disruptive Stormbird, I'm sure, paid dividends as well.
for sure. I thought it was interesting to note how we talked about this before we started, how highly he valued 100 Battle Veteran,
Mm-hmm.
which,
That's right.
as James noted in his notes to us, pairs fantastically with Quarcy Revenant. Quarcy
Does,
Revenant
yeah.
single cardly turns on the battle veteran. So that's really sweet. So that's definitely
Yeah, I
something
mean,
that people
100
should be
Battle
looking
Veteran can
out
come back.
for.
Veteran can come back with its own counter, the finality counter, but just you stack up those other ones as well, the flying, the lifelink, the +1/+1 counters. It adds up very quickly, and
Yeah.
that's a big battle veteran.
Yeah.
I see. I mean, he said he got the Meringue River Regent pack 3, pick 2. So obviously, nobody was really looking for the blue stuff, and having that getting passed to him like that, just I don't know how you ever pass that card. I mean, I guess the person next to him was not in blue, so understand that there. But what a hookup!
Oh yeah.
That's a card that
That's
would
sweet.
win you a game on the spot, kind of.
He noted there was a Boros player in the pod, so it's quite possible that that was the Boros player passing him that. But I mean, kudos, James. He read the draft well. He built his sealed deck. This is a win that's absolutely 100% deserved. This is fantastic.
Yeah, he said that the multicolor soupy decks were overdrafted in the pod, and aggro was underdrafted. He said that the other winner who was passing to him in packs 1 and 3 was red white aggro, and his deck was very, very good. So, his deck got the job done. And again, congratulations to him. We're very proud of you, and certainly thank you for all the insight that you've given us. And we hope you have a lot of success in the future. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to move on to the actual drafting portion here.
Yeah, now we're gonna draft ourselves, and we're gonna attempt to take those lessons and implement them ourselves.
All right. You ready to jump into this draft ball?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hopefully, there's enough players online right now that we can get a quick quick pairing
Yeah.
here. Do you
Jump
have any
in
thoughts
real
about
quick.
this set before
There
we
it
get
is.
started?
Say that again?
Do you have any thoughts before we get started?
I just want to open good cards and make smart decisions.
Let's get an Elspeth, hey?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be cool? Pick one, pack one?
that would be sweet. I'll take an Ugin.
Ugin would be
Eugene
nice.
wins games.
I'd even take an Eshki.
Yeah.
Eshki would be nice.
Now, is somebody drafting on their phone and they just went into the tunnel on the subway
It was
and
the
they
noodle.
briefly lost service?
Speaking of inevitable defeat.
Okay. Inevitable
So
defeat
we've got some good
is sweet.
cards here.
Yeah. There's the current.
I like inevitable defeat. I'm just going to select that for now, but let's talk
Yeah.
about some other ones. We've
If
got
we
the coordinator
wanted
maneuver.
We wanted to keep monocolored for our pick
First
one,
pick.
pack one. What would you be looking at?
Probably the Dragon's Prey.
Okay. Yeah.
I would
That
say
would
the
be
Dragon's
my same
Prey, the
idea.
Island Dragon, the Rennie's rebuff is pretty good as well. I don't like Strategic Betrayal as much, but I think
No,
it's a
yeah.
pretty clear, inevitable defeat to start. It's like the best removal spell, I think, in the format. I think just for it can't be countered, exiles the non-land permanent, and then its controller loses 3 and you gain 3. I mean,
Yeah.
what else do you want from a removal spell? It's instant speed, like we already said that. I think this is a slam dunk first pick. Even if we don't end up in Mardu, we'll find the lane. Ooh, a new way forward. This is kind of the meme pick. What else do we have in here? Oh, not much. Okay. There's a Sun Pearl Kirin if we wanted a white card. It's pretty good in the token making decks. There's a Dragon Sniper. I really like Dragon Sniper.
Dragon Sniper is sweet.
There's a Dragonback Lancer.
If we're
Enduring
already
Crocodile?
in Mardu, I'm leaning towards the Lancer, the Crocodile, or the Kirin. Or
But
just
we're
taking
not
the
in
land.
Mardu. I actually might even say let's take the new way forward just as a meme, honestly. It's not a good card, but it's a funny card.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me being silly.
You could also see taking the Sentinel.
I don't know. 7 seconds. I'm going to take the Kirin.
Okay.
It might not be right, but we're going to go for it. Good, another unplayable white card.
Yeah.
There's a Bearer of Glory. There's a Dragon Brood Relic. There's a Teamer Monument. That's really good. Again, not seeing any of the big splashy dragons or anything like that. So I think I'm more comfortable going with more of the Bearer of Glory. I think it's a
Do you like
very,
Bearer
very
of
good
Glory,
white.
or do you like the Death Touch Mobilize 1, 3? Yeah,
I like the Bearer of
Nightblade
Glory
Brigade.
better because it's more aggressive.
Okay.
But I can see an argument for that. I think the best aggressive decks in this format are red, white, splashing black,
Okay.
which is why I don't think the Nightblade Brigade is as worthy of a splash. But I
Okay.
could be convinced. There's also this Gurmag Rakshasa, which is just okay. I've never seen this card do any particularly good work. There's also these cards here. We'll see if they come back around and maybe pivot into something if it's there. Here I think it's a pretty easy Osseous Exile, but there's also a Sagu Wildling here, which is a pretty good sign that green or the Dragons deck might be open. I think I would almost take the Sagu.
Yeah, I was going
over-
to say we take that and spec on playing possibly
'Cause-
Abzan splashing red.
Because there's 3 good green cards in here and a blue card. And even this Runescale Stormbrood is very good as a counter. But I like the Saga Wildling here. Just, again, it's really good in pretty much every dragon deck. Not that we're not going to be a dragon deck, but, I haven't seen too much other good white stuff go around yet. So we'll take the Sagu. Ooh, and now a Teeming
There we go.
Dragonstorm. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a really good white card. There's also a Riling Dawnbringer here. I think white might be open.
Yeah.
It's very possible. We can also keep our eyes out for some fixing if we decide to get there. But I think seeing this Teeming Dragonstorm pick 5,
I think
that's a
strong
pretty
sign.
good sign.
Yeah.
Again, we'll see what happens in pack 2, but I'm comfortable taking this Teeming Dragonstorm. Other considerations, again, this Riling Dawnbreaker is pretty good. Just a really good late game creature. An Inspired Vanguard I found is pretty good as well. It just kind of stabilizes you if you need something. But yeah, this Teeming Dragonstorm should do some good work for us here. Okay, now a little bit less. I mean, there's this Quarry Mountain Monastery, which is really good.
Yeah.
to get card advantage in red, but there's also a Mardu Devotee and an Effortless Master and a Dispelling Exhale. How do you feel about this pick?
There's a lot to offer here. I would be inclined to lean towards the power and take the master and see where the picks come from here. And just hope that we see more devotees in colors that we want to be as things progress.
This is only going to fix us for Mardu. Even though it's a great aggressive card, I think the Effortless Master is a sign that maybe Jeskai might be open. Although Jeskai being open is pretty common these days, I would say. There's another Riling Dawnbreaker here versus the first Dispelling Exhale.
What do you think of the Climber?
I think continuing to pass this good blue stuff along will mean that in pack 2 we might get hooked up with more. I actually haven't seen too many red cards, but we'll see. I think this Riling Dawnbreaker is the pick, though. What do you think, Paul?
Okay, I'm inclined to agree. What do you think of the Climber, though? The one
I think it's okay. I think it's pretty good in Sultai. Man, a Glacial Dragon Hunt this late. I mean, Jeskai seems super duper open right now.
And the Dragonfire. It's a bummer that they're
Channel
both...
Dragonfire.
Yeah, Channel Dragonfire. It's a bummer that they're both in the pack there.
Yeah, and we should start looking for some blue splash lands as well.
Yeah, we should.
There's also Devoted Duelist, which I
Devoted
kind of like.
that we've seen.
Yeah.
I don't think one will get back to us, but it would have been nice to have.
Okay, there's a Scarred Barrens, a Coordinated Maneuver, and a Rebellious Strike. There's also a Snakeskin Veil and an Embermouth Sentinel.
I feel like it's the land versus one other card, maybe two other cards.
The Coordinated. This is really good in Mardu, but I'm going to be safe and just take the land for now. All right, and we saw the Sunshield come back, Unending Whisper come back, Boulderborn Dragon come back, and this Adorned Crocodile. I think we might be able to splash black for whatever we're in. If we're Jeskai splashing black, I think that would be good. And I like the first Unending Whisper over the first Arash and Sunshield in that case.
Okay.
This is more of a speculative pick, I would say. Okay, so we didn't get any of those other cards back. We did get a Wild Ride, which is pretty good in the Jeskai build. But there's also the
Wild Ride
Sentinel.
Over the Sentinel here.
I think we saw 3 of them. We could probably get one later if we really need one. I'm going to take the Wild Ride and then pick your trick. Fire Rim Form versus Wingspan. This is really good on the Shock Brigade.
More of a trick versus the Stride.
If we get this on a Shock Brigade, it's really good. And then an Adorned Crocodile versus Heritage. We didn't see any green coming back around.
The Wildling was the best green that we saw.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a Magmatic Hellkite.
Okay.
That's a pretty good one. There's also a Caustic Exhale, Worthy Cost, a Windscarred Crag, a Sagu Pummeler, another Riling Dawnbringer, Duty Beyond Death, Overwhelming Surge, and a Purging Stormbrood.
This is a sick
All
pack.
of these are very good for our deck. I could even see the Focus of the Mind or Roiling Dragonstorm. Actually, are we even red? We have 4 red cards. I almost wonder if it's right to go for something else here.
What do you think about the black dragon with the white? Take the land?
I don't know. I think the Magmatic Hellkite is just too good to... It's like a pseudo bomb, and I think these other cards are more replaceable than this one. But I definitely could see this pick coming back to haunt us in the end. There's a Hallmark Siege. Rally the Monastery is very good. But there's also a Sandstep Citadel, a Saltwater Cliffs, an Evolving Wilds, and a Rescue Leopard. There's also a Mardu Devotee here.
We're probably not green. I'd be inclined, if we're going to try and play red, I would be inclined to take either the Evolving Wilds, the land, or the Rescue Leopard to try and cut off red.
Yeah. I'm thinking the Saltwater Cliffs are just going to serve us a little bit better
Swiftwater Cliffs,
because they're perfect for all of them. I wish this was... the other Citadel, the Jeskai Citadel.
Yeah.
Ooh, Sidisi. Nice. 100 Battle Veteran. A Fleeting Effigy. That's really good in the Jeskai build. I think we're turning into kind of a Jeskai deck, to be honest with you. Do we take that over something like Sidisi? I mean...
I've not been very impressed with Sidisi. I feel like that's something you gotta pack one, pick one, and sculpt your deck around.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, so we'll take the Fleeting Effigy and maybe get one of these back on the wheel, either the Night Brigade or the Twin Bolt. Twin Bolt would be great, or even the Scarred Barrens on the wheel would be great as well. Ooh, a Scavenger Regent. Oh, that's cool. Nice. That's definitely worth a splash for sure.
Gonna have to make sure we've got a way to make that double black work.
Yeah, we'll have to take lands a little bit higher now. And we don't have that much removal right now. It's mostly, you know, this Glacial Dragon Hunt and that's about an inevitable defeat.
Yeah,
that's about it. So we will be on the lookout for removal and fixing a little bit later, but I think the Scavenger Region's it's going to be just fine in our deck, even if we, you know, just cast it for the dragon side instead of the other side. Oh, there's a Sunset Strike Master. That's pretty good.
Very sweet.
There's also a Narset's Rebuke, which we were looking for removal. Oh, this is a tough pick, Paul. What do you think? There's also Dismal Backwater.
I could see taking Dismal Backwater. I also like the 2-drop. I think there's a chance that we'll see Narset's Rebuke later.
You think so?
Over the 2-drop? We might see the land come back. So I think it's the 2-drop or the Rebuke.
Yeah. This one exiles and
it does
adds
exile.
Mana.
That is important to note.
Ooh, there's a Frontline Rush. Heck yeah.
Hey.
And a Jeskai Brushmaster. Jeez. And an Underfoot Underdogs. All right, this Jeskai is getting hooked up here. Again, we're just going to be splashing, you know, the region if we can, inevitable defeat. I'm going to really take some high pickups now. Ooh, very late knockout maneuver. It's crazy. Is this Teamer Monument good enough for a red or
a blue or red?
Blue? Or should I get a Seized Opportunity?
I actually
have been really impressed with this card, actually.
Yeah, I would maybe take the Seized Opportunity.
Wow, that's our first 3-mana card. Oh my gosh, look at all these goodies coming back. Overwhelming Surge, Effortless Master, Devoted Duelist, Wild Ride. I mean, that's eating good right there. I think just taking another Effortless Master to make that super consistent would be really good. What do you think? You're always casting this on 5,
I would agree with that, or the removal spell. Yeah, the Overwhelming Surge.
All right, and now a Focus the Mind or Teamer? I mean, we could also Worthy Cost, but I don't know how many...
I don't know that we're a Worthy Cost deck.
We could also take an Embermouth, but I think we're going to be enough, 2-spelling enough that it's going to be worth it. And then an early 2-drop, that seems like just par for the course here. We're not seeing any of the lands on the wheel, so that's kind of interesting. Spectral Denial or Worthy Cost?
Spectral Denial, we have a better chance of playing because it's going to be in our primary colors.
That's right. All right, pack 3, what you got for us? Ooh, the Lacid Prowler. This is such a sick card, but not for us today.
No.
3rd Effortless Master. All right, not going to do that, but we can take the Glacial Dragon Hunt or the Born Butcher. I think the Dragon Hunt has to be the pick because we're missing some removal. And at this point, I think we're more of an Izzet deck than we are even a Jeskai deck. You know, what's our white even doing for us really here other than the inevitable defeat? I like the Glacial Dragon
Gavin,
here
hear
a lot
me out.
It's a draw
what if
spell.
we're a Grixis deck?
We could be. We really could be.
Hear me out. What if we're a Grixis deck? Maybe we're going to splash white, but I don't think so. White gets less good as these picks go on.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. Windmill Slam.
Rewarded.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Meringue River Region is one heck of a Magic card. I've been on both the playing end and the receiving end of it, and it's brutal.
Yeah. We just need to get to the late game. So I'm going to pick up any more removal that we find here. But this deck looks sick. This deck looks really good. I'm pretty happy with how it played out. We read the signals. We're getting rewarded now. All right, there's a Constrictor Sage, a War Effort. Is War Effort good in this deck? I think so. I think there's enough.
War Effort's probably fine.
Aggression. Do you think Constrictors? I mean, what else are we taking out of this pack, though? You know, like Abzan Monument, maybe?
We're taking a white card, or we're taking the War Effort, or actually the Prowess 4-drop.
This Meticulous Artisan?
Yeah.
You think so?
I like that card. I
think
like it over
the War Effort
for us than the War Effort, potentially. The treasure that it makes is going to allow us to splash whatever we want to splash.
I didn't pick it in time. Sorry.
It's okay. What did we end
up
with?
Now all the white
War
stuff
Effort?
is coming through.
Okay.
But there's a Sib-Sig Appraiser here.
Yeah.
There's also a Frontier Bivouac, which, you know, very good. I like the Sib-Sig, though. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think we can't say no to the
we do need to make sure
it's a bummer to pass the Tri-Land, but I think we can't say no to the Appraiser. I want the first Appraiser over most commons and uncommons in the format.
Yeah. Are we going second unending whisper or first twin bolt?
What about the bird?
Great for a double spell. The bird, the Aegis Sculptor?
Yeah, what do you think of the Aegis
Yeah, we're not
Sculptor?
really loading the graveyard though, like necessarily. And the stuff that's in the graveyard, we kind of want it to stay there, like the unending whisper.
Okay.
I don't know.
What do
maybe
you
that's
think?
maybe that's
Twin Bolt is
just
not amazing, but it is
Yeah.
another piece of removal against an aggressive deck.
Look at
right.
unlimited effortless masters, unlimited frontline rush. A worthy
Do we
cost.
want another effortless master, or do we want a tawny back, or do we want a worthy cost at this point? The power
I was
of
almost
Grixis
thinking
is
about
compelling
taking
us.
the frontline rush again, but I just don't think we have enough to sacrifice to this. I'm
Okay.
going to take another master.
Okay.
And now a Dispelling Exhale or another Focus the Mind. There's also this Monastery Messenger. I think I like the Monastery Messenger.
What do you think of taking the Dragonstorm here?
Yeah, that's a good play too. I also want this Bloodfell Caves for our splash. Like, I want all of these cards. When in doubt, take the land, right?
Yeah.
Shoot. All right, Humbling Elder, Island Dragon.
Island Dragon
Rescue
or
Leopard?
the Rescue Leopard for me.
I think it's got to be the Island Dragon. And then a Breaching Dragonstorm or a Teamer Devote or another Effortless Master. I mean, we could just be Team Effortless
we
Master.
Want we want the Storm Shriek.
Because it's good on 2 and it's good on 5.
Exactly.
Wow. Just all of the Izzet stuff coming through. Ice Rid Serpent or Summit Intimidator?
I'd lean towards the Intimidator, but I could see a case for the Serpent.
Let's try the Serpent now. I haven't tried that card too much. And we're going to be making some cuts. You know, don't get me wrong. We're not playing all of these cards. This is an interesting one, though. Constrictor Sage versus Meticulous Artisan.
I like the Artisan,
I think you're
personally.
right. The Meticulous Artisan, like, it's better in our deck.
Yeah.
Sentinel or Dawnbreaker?
I would take the Sentinel. I don't think we have enough fixing right now, and I don't think white is that
and white just
amazing
dried
for
up,
us.
didn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of did, right?
I really think we're an Izzet deck splashing some things.
All right, so what I like to do is I like to put all my cards in the bin here, and then kind of go from my strongest cards to my weakest cards. Is that how you like to build too?
That's very similar to how I like to build, yeah.
Yeah. So Meringue River Regent is obviously in. The Sibisic Appraiser is obviously in. The Magmatic Hellkite is in. The Sunset Strike Master is in. We've got the 3 Effortless Masters and the 2 Glacial Dragon Hunts. Those are definitely in.
Yep. The Black Splash for...
Yeah, well, let's look at how many black lands we have. So we've got 1, 2 black lands, but this is a double off-color land.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be working for us. Let's see how many playables we have going with just red, blue, and then work out our third color. So we're definitely going to play the Unending Whisper, especially with all the Effortless Masters, because again, we're playing this on 5 oftentimes. So you have to spell first and then get the 1/1 counter. Sorry, 2 1/1 counters. It's actually probably pretty good with his Fire Rim form, to be honest with you. Like the Effortless Master with a Fire Rim form on it, like that's got to be actually pretty good. As much as I hate Fire Rim form, I'm not a big fan of it. It's so good on Menace creatures. Like, it's so good on Menace creatures. I mean, it just gains first strike till end of turn. It's not permanent, but the buff is permanent. Okay, so the Storm Shriek Pharaoh comes in for sure. We definitely want to seize opportunity for card advantage. We'll play the Fleeting Effigy. Yep. Where is it? Focus the Mind. We could play this as a 2-drop. We'll play that as a 2-drop as well. Yeah. So I guess it's going to kind of just come down to what do we think we can get away with? Because this is a very solid shell. Well, I think we should run the Embermouth Sentinel. How many dragons do we have?
Just a 2-drop for some early game. That would be good.
We have 4 dragons with this particular setup so far. Do we have any other ones? No. The Riling Dawnbreaker. I mean, we only have 1 white splash. We only have 1 like white land here. I just don't know where we went wrong with the lands. I think we were pivoting between Mardu and Jeskai, and we waited too long to pick a lane there.
Yeah, I think we missed the boat. We were picking things, trying to find the lane versus taking the fixing. So now we're kind of punished for that.
Yeah, but I still think we could play all 3 of these lands and splash Black for sure. I think the Scavenger Region definitely makes it in. I don't know if any of the other black cards, the Inevitable Defeat.
That would be a double. I'm less inclined on that now. I was very jazzed on that early as
Yeah,
pick
I
one,
mean, it was our
pack
pick one,
one,
pack
but
one, right?
the
But
value
if we're
of
running
that
other,
went down as the draft went on.
if we're running, I guess we would be running this and then running this and cutting all the white cards and just running it like this.
The prowess thing comes in, war effort comes in, and then we're playing the region as our black
We have
splash.
15 creatures. Yeah, I almost want to run like a Fire Rim Form or a Wild Strike just as a prowess enabler / trick, because we're not really, I mean, we're
That would make me lean towards the form so that we have some kind of something that we're doing.
Yeah, and I don't think we're a counter deck really, so I think that can go. I
Okay.
think this looks good. I think this looks like a really good deck. The Effigy?
The front, what's the one
Oh,
drop?
the Fleeting Effigy.
Fleeting
I
Effigy.
think it is. I think it is because it can pump itself, and also it's very good for the Effortless Masters here.
Okay.
You know, to double spell them.
Yep.
Even if we don't attack with it, just casting something for 1 mana just feels good. I think that's the deck. I think we'll do this. I think we'll do that, and we'll run probably a couple of swamps just to get there. I really want to run the Frontline Rush. Convince me why I can't run the Frontline Rush.
I would make the choice of, do you want to splash white or do you want to splash black? And I would stick to our guns on whatever we do. I would also buy an argument.
We have such less fixing in white than we do in black.
Yeah, but I would also buy an argument to not splash at all and just play a two color deck as well.
And just axe the region and throw in another throw in the Wild Ride or something, or the Spectral Denial.
Let's talk about that, because like, is the Regent gonna win the game when it enters the battlefield? It's just gonna be a big flyer with Ward. We're not super realistically sending this on an Omen.
The double black.
Omen. I don't see that
it's
happening.
Super good against Mardu. Like it's like super good against Mardu. It is,
but we're gonna be dead by the time we find a second black source because we don't have the fixing for it. And that's the problem.
True. Yeah. Okay, you've convinced me. If we are going to splash white, our only white pip here is like the Scour Barons, but I just don't think there's anything here enough to splash for. I mean, maybe the Teeming Dragonstorm would be worth a splash.
I
just don't see it.
It still feels like an earlier game card, and I just don't know, running a bunch of planes with only one way to find them.
I don't think we'd run a bunch of planes. I think we'd run like 2 planes.
We have the Sentinel. And we have the black-red duel. I could see running the splash for the dragon, for the region.
The Teeming Dragonstorm?
No, run
the region.
Yeah, because we have the Sentinel, which I was forgetting about, and we have the black duel. So
yeah. We do.
We run like 2 swamps. Kind of whatever check our colors, like what's our split of blue versus red, dead even, 13 and 13.
Yeah.
So I would say we run 2 swamps. And
do you have a preference on sleeves?
Oh, we gotta go with Timmy.
Gotta go with Timmy?
Yeah, I gotta go with Timmy. Power gamer.
Where is Timmy?
You just scrolled by him. He's the kid in the...
Oh yeah, of course. And the avatar? For this deck, I would say Jaya is pretty...
Perfect.
Pretty good there. And I got the Black Lotus Companion, so... Alright. I'm pretty happy with this. Let's see what they recommend for the lands here. 7-6-2 split. I like that, actually. I think that's a pretty good split.
Yeah, I wanted 2 swamps.
We have 8 blue, 8 red, and 3 swamps. Yeah, I think that's the deck. Okay, well, we've built our deck, and we are ready to take the game to the streets.
Yeah,
we're gonna draft a little bit. We're gonna play some games. Tune in to the next episode to find out how we did, If you have any suggestions, if we picked wrong, if we could have had a really sick Mardu deck and we just missed out, tell us in the comments. We love to hear feedback, and we're just drafting it like you guys.
Where did we dawdle too long on taking the fixing? Where should we have prioritized fixing better is the question.
Also, if you want to criticize us for taking all of our time and slowing down the draft pod, you feel free to do that too. Honestly, drafting is probably the most fun part of this set for me. I just absolutely love it. If I could just do the draft portion and then hand my deck off to someone else to play it, that would be fantastic. I mean, I like playing the games too, obviously, but the deck construction, figuring out all your lands, it's just like a puzzle for me. I really enjoy it. Paul, where can they find us if they wanted to follow us on social media or get in touch with us in all the different platforms?
We're on Blue Sky, Pick One Pack One Pod, Pick One Pack One Pod on Instagram, pretty much all the things. Subscribe here wherever you get your podcasts. Click the like if there's a like to click.
With that, I think we're gonna move to the end step, pass the turn. We'll see you next week.
See you then.